Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Kentucky Route Zero, Act 2. Dr. Truman's house from Marquez Farm. Get on 65 going southwest. Take a right just past the observatory, just before the river. If you continue north, you'll be there shortly. Alright, let's get on it going southwest then. I'm assuming that's the observatory. Dr. Truman's house? Let's go check it out. The neighborhood at the address on Lula's card has been demolished, and its place is a large museum still partially under construction. Well, let's go into the said museum. Act 2, Scene 5. Museum of Dwellings. It's Dr. Blue. Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. The guy was a weirdo. Didn't seem that weird. You didn't see the guy. Tall, kind of stooped over, limping bad. Looked like an old drunk if you ask me. I bet they were both drunks, breaking in here looking for a place to sleep it off. I just feel bad for that old dog getting dragged all over by a couple of drunks. Old dog like that should be sleeping on a porch somewhere. But that's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long anyway. Weird. So we're seeing this through a flashback from some like museum security guards or something. It's pretty cool. Laura, I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. What were they talking about? The man said his leg was hurting him. They were looking for Dr. Truman, but he was already gone. But they didn't know, so they kept looking around. I just assumed they were from the power company. You know how they're always coming by and announced and messing with this or that. I just shut myself up in my room to wait it out. No sense getting involved. They definitely weren't from the power company. Well, I wouldn't complain if they were, really. With that storm going on, I know they have to do their business. It doesn't affect me. I've got my generator. But you know some of these folks around here, unprepared. Totally unprepared. Guess I can't go any further than that. Let's snoop around in here. Hey-o. Why is there a train car in here? Can't go in there? Well, that sucks. I guess they must have gone through some papers here. It was in some disarray and a few folders were pulled out and left on the table. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I only noticed because Diane is such a stickler. She's real organized, I mean. Folders were they looking at? Yeah, most of the stuff about the building site, I guess. They had a list of all the homes we relocated here. List of original residences before we leveled the neighborhood. Guess they were looking for one of the old residents. They pulled out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer. Folks who moved elsewhere, but they filed that back out of order. So I guess they didn't find what they were looking for there. Hey, while I have you here, work's kind of slowed down, and it seems like... I know you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kind of settling in. We'll get boys back to work soon. Yeah, sure. I get you. You happen to get that last invoice? Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window, and we had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but, you know, shady characters. What did they talk about? They were asking about Dr. Truman, and I told them what all I know about that, which is not very much. What do you know about Dr. Truman? I told them he moved in here with the rest of us when you folks bought up the neighborhood. And then one day his house was gone. That's all I know about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I heard them banging around out there, and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. I just put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell you the truth. They were hollering at the empty tent you folks have on display. Huh. Hey, if you ever need anyone to stay in there, I've been in worse positions. What is this place? A museum of dwellings? Do you know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit. I'd heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier before the storm started. Then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him, and I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them on the front porch for a bit. What did you talk about? Oh, we talked about the neighborhood. I told them about Hudson and his sailboat, and the nice young couple in the greenhouse, and the charming Dr. Truman who used to live here. They were very interested in him, but of course, well, I don't know where he went. Do you know, I don't believe either of them had ever set foot on a houseboat before. I don't even know that the older man had ever seen an ocean, in fact. It has always been my fondest dream to retire on a houseboat. That's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. It isn't perfect, but what home ever is. I only wish the house would sway a bit, and I find that it settles my nerves. Well, if we have another storm like the last one. Now they got me feeling bad that blue's following us around everywhere. Holy shit, that was a big fucking bird. working in the greenhouse, and I saw them come up in the elevator. They were lost, obviously. It was obvious. Oh, of course, I saw them looking at the odd-shaped building. Did they go inside? No, they just looked at it for a bit. I don't know that I feel safe setting foot in it personally. It always looks like it's about to take off. Actually, I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it. Tired, huddling under their umbrellas, still stopped to examine this strange building. Difficult to see or even hear a storm like that, but I was awake and alert and studying the week's forecast. It should even out shortly, I'd say. Talk to them? Yeah, we had a conversation. The young woman heard my radio crack open the cabin and asked about it. The old man was a bit disoriented. Disoriented how? He asked most inane questions about my boat, whether I took it out fishing often, things like that. I tried to explain to him that I lived aboard, that I'd lived in a small apartment on his land before, and kindly offered him the opportunity to live near the city where the neighborhood was raised and so on. Difficult to communicate in a noisy storm like that. I think he may have been a bit hard of hearing. Well, then they had to leave looking for a doctor, I think. The old man was having a bad time. It was a short conversation. Laura was playing down on the level, and we'd been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out and away when he came in. After all, they were complete strangers. We didn't know. They seemed dangerous. No, nothing dangerous about them, but you just can't know. How could you? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector, dealer, I think. It didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were looking for a buyer. Yes, definitely some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard him talking about antiques. I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? We've got a couple of them at the shop. It's the only one that runs. Well, yeah, with the truck you've got to keep it up. That's why me and Julian don't use a truck. We just carry the houses. Where do you take the houses? Me and Julian take them out to the forest every night. Then we bring them back at dawn before the museum opens. Why do you take them to the forest? This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this. But when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep and then bring them back in the morning. I'm getting pretty tired myself. He hurt his leg. We're looking for Dr. Truman to help him out. Is he out in the forest? Yes, ma'am. He's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago and he didn't want to come back. He's there all the time now. Is your family out in the forest? Oh no, I don't know where they are. Me and Julian are looking for them for a while, but anyway, we have a job to do here now. Take these people out to the forest at night so they can sleep there. Maybe the rest of them will be like Dr. Truman to want to stay out there or get back to looking. Can you tell us how to get to the forest? You have to follow the river way up east. Up the river all the way out past the lake. The road So let's go there. Me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I just got to call him over. Cook. Here! I'm assuming that's that big bird we saw earlier. So, guess we'll hitch a ride on a giant fucking bird. Shit, we lost our umbrellas. It's impressive hearing 3 grown adults and a dog. Am I supposed to control this? So we go way out east, which is this way. Oh man, this is super disorienting. Lake, I want to go to the river. I mean, the forest. But didn't they say it was out by the lake or something? Forest. You have to follow the river way out east, Cumberland River, all the way out past the lake. Way past the lake. I want us to see what they have to say about the lake. Shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into a smart blue suit, and trudges slackly out of view. Well, that's a wee bit creepy. Alright, bird, let's go. Wait, didn't they say the Cumberland River? Is this the Cumberland River? Green River. Swamp. From a distance, from the air, it first looks like a swamp. Vines have grown over the street lamps. Flower bushes obscure the streets. A few of the houses have slipped partially into the ground. Foundations cracked by underground roots. Alright, that's Lake Cumberland. Now we gotta follow it way out east, apparently, past the lake. Looks like a fucking dragon. There it is. I bet. Yep. A forest. Alright, well, that'll be it for this episode. Stick around for the next one, where we will hopefully find Dr. Truman and get our lake fixed. Thought we were going to do that last time, but instead we went to Crazyville. Yeah, we will continue on next time. See you then.